Hello guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing how Sony is taking the first step in a positive way to dealing with cheating here in Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty. Now, it's not specifically aimed at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, but it is more aimed at a device, a certain device called the Cronus, which everyone will probably know about right now, that is plaguing games like Call of Duty, and specifically more Call of Duty. It is very notorious in Call of Duty right now, with crossplay and stuff, that people are using the Cronus and that. And the Cronus has been plaguing the game for a while. But recently, and I wanted to talk about this, Sony added an update to PS5 that appears to block the controversial Cronus Send device from actually being used at all. Now, this is a great thing. This is great. This is fantastic to hear. Hopefully, Xbox follows suit and we can now, obviously have the Cronus Send banned on console. Obviously, Activision has a anti-cheat, of course, which is supposed to stop and, detect the use of Cronus Send, which I do believe is just getting worked around anyway. I do believe the Cronus company itself has actually made workarounds to it doesn't get detected by Activision's anti-cheat. And it's kind of a battle back and forth that Activision has to keep updating the anti-cheat in order to stop the Cronus Send. But there's definitely people still using the Cronus Send in Call of Duty. That's why there's about 3,000 to 5,000 sales every single month for the Cronus Send on Amazon at least. I don't know about the official company site and stuff, but I believe on the company site it says 500,000 people have already bought the Cronus Send. Obviously, that's a lot of people. If there's 500,000 Cronus Send users out there, who knows how many of them are in Call of Duty right now, using the Cronus Send to use, your basically, your stronger aim assist, low recoil, all that good stuff. All the stuff that everyone uses the Cronus Send for. And it's a horrible device. It shouldn't exist. I don't know why there isn't a way to, Activision to go after this company and just stop them from making it. I know it's not specifically targeted at Call of Duty, and it does have uses that are actually good things, but there are also bad things with the Cronus. Like I said, it is good for being able to, say, use an Xbox controller on PlayStation, etc., which is a great usage. It makes a great sense. But it comes with a lot of things like anti-recoil scripts. It has, stronger aim assist and stuff. All these horrible cheating things. And it's hard to detect. It's hard to tell what players are using it and what players aren't. Obviously, it doesn't have aimbot and stuff like an actual hacker would, where they have wall hacks and stuff. But low recoil, you can have faster fire rate, stuff like that. You can, fully auto single fire weapons. There's all these crazy things that the Cronus can do, and it's out of order. It needs to go. It should just not exist, but it does exist. Again, there's 500,000 people who've, got a Cronus Send and use a Cronus Send, and there's about 3,000 to 4,000 players each month who are buying a Cronus Send. And again, mostly I am talking about from a Call of Duty perspective because it does seem to be the most notorious game for it. But this is all great news, but the only thing that I have seen, so there is one issue with this PS5 update. So it's great that this does actually block out the Cronus Send device, but currently this update for PlayStation 5 isn't actually mandatory, so you can still use your PS5 without having to do the update. So it's a bit of a half-hearted sort of fix at the moment. So most people will of course update their consoles, but the people who do have these Cronus Send devices will probably just not update their consoles until PlayStation forces that update, of course. So they will do that eventually, of course. There will be an update that probably forces them to use, download the update so they can continue using an online or using the online experience on PlayStation. So eventually, this will stop the Cronus usage. But at the same time, there was a statement put out by the Cronus Zen company itself that does actually say that, yes, their device is being stopped at the moment, but they are working on a fix. And what that means is, of course, is Cronus, the company that makes, the company that makes the Cronus, is going to work on getting around this, and they probably will find a way. Again, Activision's anti-cheat doesn't seem to do a great job at the moment. It was supposed to detect and stop people from using it. At one point, I do believe it actually started with by just saying that you're using a device and, to stop using it, but it doesn't actually stop you. And you could just continue using the Cronus Send device free-willingly. It would just tell you. And I think eventually it would stop you from using that device. However, I haven't seen much of that recently. I do believe that this has been worked around already. Like I said, the anti-cheat is great for stopping it for so long, but then eventually the companies that make these, cheat devices and stuff do find ways around it all the time. I've already discussed about how the anti-cheat is pretty easy to work around from actual cheaters who do use aimbot and stuff and wall hacks. They do just find ways around with their software and that. They do just get on other accounts when they are banned and stuff, or get shadow banned. And that's probably the same thing with Cronus users. When they get shadow banned or not, they probably just get on another account. Again, I don't know if that's what actually happens with the Cronus users as well. Do they get shadow banned? Do they get permanently banned? I imagine they just get shadow banned from lobbies for using the device. I don't actually imagine they get banned at all for using the device. So this is a step forward, of course. This is definitely, you got to take it as a positive that they are trying to do this. Again, hopefully Microsoft follows suit. Hopefully Microsoft has got something in the works. I know Microsoft is quite, on top of things when it comes to this. They're a lot more stricter with Sony, compared to PlayStation/Sony when it comes to like dealing with cheating devices and, enforcing certain things. And so, yeah, they did this to put it out there. They basically just to stop people using it. But yeah, at the moment, it's going to be an issue plaguing Call of Duty for a while now, the cronus then. I don't want to promote the sale of it, of course. Making these videos, I feel like some people do actually watch these videos to hear, oh, can I get banned for using this and stuff, and then think about buying the cronus. I know a lot of people who buy the cronus, and I personally obviously don't have the cronus. I would never get the cronus. Don't see the point in it. Again, I don't understand the whole cheating thing in a video game. Like, a video game is supposed to be fun. I don't understand it. I've never understood cheating in a video game. Like, whether it be Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege, Battlefield, you name it. I've just never understood it. So, yeah, the cronus then is kind of being banned, kind of not. But it is setting a good precedent, which hopefully will continue to go forward. I'm hoping there isn't a case of this happens and then next month, we're back to the same old thing. Because there's always a period of time in Call of Duty where we do eventually stop the cheaters and stuff, which was kind of like the start of the game. I feel like the start of Modern Warfare, obviously, they're trying to develop the cheats and stuff, was a good period of time for Modern Warfare 3 because there wasn't as many people, cheating and stuff. But in the game, it has ramped up a bit. I made a video about it before, of course. I've faced a lot of people, and it's so notorious right now in the big ground war playlist. It's probably the worst experience I get. There is always someone using an aimbot. There are wall breaches as well, of course, which is a different kind of cheating. It's kind of an iffy one, that is, when it comes to wall breaches. Is it cheating? Is it not? They know what they're doing, but at the same time, the developers should be stopping people from cheating. And then I'll talk about it briefly as well in this video because it kind of is a good thing to talk about. Obviously, the layoffs with Call of Duty at the moment, if you guys haven't seen, there's been a huge layoffs. Like, I believe like loads of companies, like Sledgehammer's lost like 25% of its staff. Loads of like independent Call of Duty developers, so we're talking Raven, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, have all lost people to the cuts that they've made, which I find surprising because obviously every year Call of Duty makes record sales, it makes year-on-year profits, yet we're losing more and more staff. And the reason I think this is going to be more of an issue, not just for the development of the games, but the actual anti-cheating stuff, right? These people losing more staff is going to make it harder and harder to actually deal with cheaters and that in these games, because we're losing so much staff. It doesn't say specifically what departments we've lost them from, but I know from a fact that the only thing that's stated so far is QA testers. A lot of QA testers have been got rid of, and I believe the entire department of QA testers might be got rid of. And that's a big one, because obviously they're the people who test things. They probably test whether or not this detects certain cheats, whether certain things work on the map, whether, certain hacks are available in the game. They test all these things, and we've lost the whole department. Now, is this because of Microsoft? Because Microsoft obviously owns Activision now. Maybe it probably is. But Microsoft is notorious for outsourcing stuff and then giving, I think it's 18-month contracts. And then once the contracts are up, they, get rid of the people because there's some term, or I think there's a rule in place or something. Once you have them for more than 18 months, you have to permanently have that staff. So they like to employ staff for 18 months. Once the 18 months is done, they then get rid of them and then get another, outsource it again to another, more people for those 18 months. And that's a big issue because obviously people are going to come in with not so much experience or any idea of what they're looking for and what they're doing. They'll eventually get the experience to, find the cheats and how to get the cheats and do things quickly, but they'll be got rid of by that time. And that's a big issue. So I want to talk about that briefly in this video as well, on top of the fact that the cronus has been, sort of banned, it can be detected and stuff, and it is getting banned by Sony. Obviously, that's not going to stop the cronus for now. It's only for PlayStation 5 users, and again, that's even if they do the update. If you don't do the update, you don't get caught by this. So it's a bit of a half-assed fix at the moment until things change, but it is a step in the right direction. But I am still worried. Again, this is a great fix, but I'm worried with the fact that we've lost staff, that they are just finding ways around these things all the time. When is it actually going to end in Call of Duty? When are we going to have an end to cronus users in Call of Duty? But I want you guys to let me know down below. What do you think? Do you think this is going to do anything? Do you think this is kind of just positive news for now, but the cronus is just going to make a comeback in a week or two? Let me know down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, notifications on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.